welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah. I am a second-year PhD student at a university in Ontario, Canada, and welcome to another weekly vlog of what it's like to be a grad student. If you watched my last vlog, I just finished writing my last comprehensive exams, my qualifying exams for the year, so I don't know if I've passed yet. I haven't heard my results on that. I don't know how long it's going to take to actually get them back. Hopefully it's pretty soon and I don't have to wait too long because I'm kind of nervous about them, to be honest. I don't think that I did as well as I could have, but that's okay. I will be making a video at some point kind of going more into detail about those comprehensive exams and stuff once I learn my grade and whether I passed. But I did hear from my supervisor, who had taken a preliminary look at my essay responses for the exam, and she gave me the go-ahead to continue working on the rest of my PhD research and stuff moving forward. So that's a pretty good sign that I probably passed, even though she didn't actually take the time to really grade it yet, but she did say to kind of go ahead and continue working on stuff. So my main focus this week is to be working on my dissertation project proposal presentation. Yeah, so it's basically I am presenting to my committee the research that I want to do for my dissertation, and it's just kind of a 20-minute presentation that will give them kind of an idea of what I want to be doing with my next 2 years of my grad studies. It's really to set me up for actually going and writing the dissertation proposal, so I will take the notes and feedback that they give me when I do this presentation and then use that to actually write my proposal, which I think in America is often called a prospectus. We just call it a proposal here. So that is my main focus for this week. I also have to be working on some more edits and revisions for some papers that I'm working on for hopefully getting published soon. And then I also have an interview tomorrow for a research assistant position that I should be doing some preparation for tonight, although I don't really know how to prepare for this kind of interview. I think it'll mostly just be discussing my past research experience and kind of seeing if I'm a good fit for this position, which hopefully I am, because it seems like a really cool project. I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but it seems like something that I would be really interested in, and I am really hoping that I get this job. So I do want to do a little bit of preparation for that. It's 6:30 now. The day definitely got away from me, but I think that I'm gonna make some dinner now and then do some prep for this interview. So it's much later now, past midnight, and I have showered. I'm in bed, ready to turn in for the night. Earlier, I did do some interview prep. I didn't really know what exactly to do for it, since it's not necessarily a regular job interview. I kind of just went over my past research. I actually made a document where I kind of wrote down various things about my past research experiences, my past experiences being a research intern, kind of what I did in those positions, what methodologies I used, just anything that I thought would be kind of relevant to this position that I could kind of show that I have the skills to transfer over to it. And then I just wrote out kind of what my current research interests are and how they relate to this position, and tried to make as many connections there as I could. And yeah, I also wrote out some answers to a few research related questions that I might get. Loki, no. He's playing with my little microphone, as he always does. Yeah, so I No, Loki. You little silly. Loki. No. He's a fan of like chewing headphones, and he has completely destroyed these ones already. And I would really not like you to destroy them any further. Anyway, yeah, so I looked up like just some questions that, you might be asked in like a research position, and just like wrote out my answers to those. So just like basic questions like, what's your research process like? What kind of methods do you typically use? Like where do you usually go for sources? Things like that. And I just like wrote it all down, because even though like I know these things and like I've been doing research for years, and like I know what my own research is, and I know all of this, but I also know that like I have a tendency to like get brain freezes and like just forget everything when I'm put on the spot in like interviews and stuff. So I usually prepare by just like writing things out beforehand, and then like reading them over and stuff like that, reading over my notes and stuff like that before doing the interview, because I find that helps me remember things a bit better, and it makes me less likely to just have my brain completely fall out of my skull when I'm actually doing the interview. So hopefully this is helpful. I have no idea really what to expect tomorrow. The interview is at 10 tomorrow morning, and it is on Zoom, which is nice. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it from here, though. I might actually go to the library and use a room there and do the interview there, because they are supposed to be like testing our building's fire alarms tomorrow, and I don't want to risk it like going off while I'm doing the interview, because that would just be really embarrassing and inconvenient, and just unnecessary. So I think I'm probably going to go to the library if I can get myself there in time. Hello. So I just finished the interview. I think that it went pretty well. I did kind of like blank on some of the questions that he asked me, because I hadn't like fully prepared for them. There was kind of a, like, what are your like strengths and weaknesses with research, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. I guess like especially when writing literature reviews, I definitely don't know when to stop writing. Like writing shorter summaries, I think, is something that I definitely struggle with. So I said that. And yeah, like he mostly just like asked me about my past research experiences, and kind of like what were some challenges that I had to overcome and things like that. But most of the time was really just spent talking about like the project itself. He kind of outlined where he was coming from with it and where he wants to go with it, and it's like a really exciting project, and I really hope that I do get this position, even though it honestly pays a little bit less than I thought it was going to. It pays less than being a TA, and I thought that it was going to pay the same amount, because I thought that like graduate students just get kind of paid the same amount for like doing work for the university, but I guess that's not necessarily the case. So that is unfortunate, but that's okay. The research is really looking at kind of the role of like religions and wisdom traditions in the like K-12 educational curriculum. So it's the research questions that are guiding it are basically like, what kind of religion and wisdom traditions are included in the curriculum, what kind are not, are certain traditions marginalized, overlooked, and what would maybe be helpful about like including more of these different traditions in this education system, and things like that. So it's a super exciting project, and it's something that's like right up my alley, especially because it's also looking at kind of like how these wisdom traditions, especially like indigenous wisdom traditions, non-Western wisdom traditions, and like ancient traditions as well. So like ancient like Egyptian traditions and things like that. How including those in the kind of the school curriculum might help with different approaches to things like environmental sustainability and community development and kind of equality and diversity and things like that. And this is like super exciting to me because it's something that I'm kind of passionate about. Like I do really believe that the like K-12 education system is really lacking right now in terms of including different perspectives that are non-Western perspectives and kind of going beyond that like limited scope. Because I remember, when I first came to university, it was like shocking. It was like a revelation to kind of discover that there are so many different like approaches to being in and engaging with the world, and like different approaches to knowledge and different ways of knowing that go beyond just like this limited Western system that we have. So I think it is really important to kind of be including these different traditions in our education systems before university and kind of opening people up to that from a young age. And I do think that it can be really helpful with environmental sustainability, especially like, Indigenous traditions within North America. So anyway, that's the research that's being done. The role that I'm applying for is just doing like kind of a broad literature review kind of on this area and like kind of mapping what has already been done in this area and like various resources and things like that, and what kind of programs are already in place around Canada that do kind of address this. I did end up coming to Laurier to do this interview. I'm in like a boardroom, reading room, meeting room kind of thing right now, which is good because Nathan texted me and he said that the fire alarm's been going off like every 5 minutes this morning, so it's a good thing that I did come. I was like really late for the bus though. I literally had to run to the bus to catch it in order to get here on time and get set up, and I was like super frazzled and stuff. So that's partially why I think that the interview could have gone better if I had like given myself more time to get here and like actually, given myself that time to like sit down and breathe and prepare instead of like going into the meeting like out of breath and sweaty. So that was a bit unideal, but whatever, it's fine. Also, my hair is like a mess. I just like threw it up once I got here. It's like extremely humid today and like 28 degrees, so my hair is frizzy, of course, as per usual. And yeah, so I am probably going to head home now, although I think the fire alarm is like still going off, so I might stop and get a coffee somewhere and then head home. I did mean to like bring a bunch of library books that are overdue to return to the library while I'm here, but I completely forgot them in my mad panic to get out of the house, so that's something that I still have to do this week. So it is just past 7 o'clock now, and the cats have been telling me that it is time to feed them, so I should probably go do that. For most of the afternoon, I have just been working on doing some more research for this upcoming proposal presentation that I have. Been doing a lot of research on like digital media kind of stuff because that is going to be, I think, a pretty big part of my dissertation, and it was something that I had like kind of looked at before, but I hadn't really gone too deep into it. So I am doing some more readings on like online media and religion and media studies and things like that, adding to my research there. And I've also just been like organizing my research notes for my dissertation, so I've started to set up like a dissertation research section in my Notion, so that I can kind of compile it all in one place. I don't know if Notion is like honestly the best program to be using for this. I know that there are like various other citation managers and things like that, so I feel like some of those might be more practical and like actually better to use. Let me know if you have any recommendations for better systems to use for managing and tracking billions and billions of sources. for breakfast lately. I've really been enjoying like just cooking up some apples with some water and then just like a bit of cinnamon and a little bit of sugar, and then adding a bit of oatmeal into that as well. It's like a nice, sweet, but also fairly like hearty breakfast. So today on the agenda, I need to be working on this proposal presentation more, doing more research for it, and hopefully starting to plan out what it's actually going to look like. My supervisor wants to see a version of it, so like a draft, by this time next week. So I have about a week to kind of basically finish it and have a draft done so that we can like meet and discuss it. So I really need to kind of step on the gas with that and get going there. So I have been pretty bad at vlogging today, seeing as it's already like past 7 p.m. and I didn't really vlog anymore since this morning, but that's just because I have been just working on this project proposal all day, just doing like additional research for it. And that's it. And it hasn't been like an overly exciting Friday for me, but it has been very productive. Got a lot of work done, got some good research done, so I am feeling good about that. I've been looking particularly at digital media sources, like I mentioned, and specifically I've been trying to find sources that look at the connection between like religion and YouTube, and like religion, how it's presented or like seen on YouTube, and various connections there. And it's really difficult to find sources on this, especially from like the anthropological perspective, which is what I'm coming from. Like there's a lot of kind of, well, there's not a lot, but there is more like sociological kind of research looking at religion and YouTube, or like YouTube in general, and that's fine, like it's helpful, but it's not necessarily the kind of disciplinary or like methodological kind of approach that I want to take. So anyway, it's been hard kind of finding sources that are relevant to me in this area. But I've been looking at this stuff on YouTube because my supervisor, I think, has been kind of encouraging me to make YouTube like more of a central part of my dissertation project, because she actually found my YouTube channel, like my main channel, The Skeptical Witch, just like she happened across it when she was looking something up and recognized me, and that's like super embarrassing. I kind of didn't really mean for anyone kind of within my academic sphere to ever find that YouTube channel, but it happened, and now she's kind of encouraging me to make YouTube like more of a central part of my dissertation, which honestly makes a lot of sense because like I am a partial insider to these communities that I'm interested in studying, and that I am a non-theistic pagan. I am kind of a religious naturalist in certain ways, and I do share a lot of qualities with the like communities that I want to study, which are specifically like atheist pagans and religious naturalists. So that makes sense, and it makes sense to like highlight the fact that I kind of create content within this larger community, and that my content is like viewed by this larger community, and to also be looking at, you know, how my content interacts with other people's and how theirs interacts with one another and things like that. And so I feel like it would be dishonest of me, honestly, to not like mention my partial insider status in the community, coming from the perspective of like doing ethnographic research. And I think that I'm becoming more and more okay with the fact that I'm never going to be able to keep like my academic life and my like online life completely separate, that they are going to come together in certain ways, and hopefully that will be productive for my research and helpful, and hopefully something novel and interesting will come out of that. So yeah, it's I think good, and I am looking forward to it, and I just don't know exactly like how I'm going to incorporate YouTube and like my positionality with that into this project and into how I'm proposing it. So that's something that I do need to continue to work on and think about. But I'm gonna take a break now to make some dinner. I think the plan is to make some like vegan stuffed peppers, which should be good, and then take, I think, the bit of the night off of like doing schoolwork and stuff. I should also definitely change, because I know that if I'm wearing white and attempting to make something with sauce, I'm definitely gonna spill it all over myself. It always happens. So I'm gonna change and then make some dinner. These peppers spilled over while they were in the oven, and unfortunately all the cheese has been lost from these two. I've added additional cheese, and I'm going to put them back in the oven, and hopefully they don't spill this time.
Maybe you use two hands instead of holding your hand.
Monday evening now, and I am at my parents' cottage currently, where it is absolutely gorgeous and so nice. I really love being here. I'm probably going to stay for about like a week and take a bit of a like working vacation, so hopefully get a lot of work done while I'm here, but also balance that with some relaxing and just enjoying being outside and being with my family and all that good stuff. So I just heard from my supervisor, and she let me know that I passed my comprehensive exams, my second one, the field comps, which is such a huge relief. Like, honestly, I was pretty worried about them. One question in particular that I feel like I just did not answer correctly, but yeah, I passed. Apparently, she said with flying colors, which is pretty awesome and pretty great to hear. Apparently, the committee was fairly impressed. I guess they did have like a few comments to make about things, and I definitely could have done better in certain areas, and I'll get like a more kind of detailed report from them soon. But she let me know that I did pass, which is excellent, and I'm very excited and happy that I can kind of be moving on with my dissertation and everything. I'm done all of my comprehensive exams, and it is a huge relief, a huge like weight lifted off. So I am gonna take some time to like relax today, honestly just enjoy that feeling of having finished them and celebrate, because why not? Also, just another little update, I recently found out that I got that research assistant job that I applied for.
So I am super excited about that. I am looking forward to starting and diving into that research and everything, which is going to be really fun and I think, really exciting because I actually love doing that kind of research and I love doing like literature reviews and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it, especially because I think it is like a really good and important project. So I'm very excited to be kind of part of this team working on it. So looking forward to that. But for now, I am just gonna continue to enjoy my time here and relax a bit more, but also work on my proposal presentation because I need to be doing that like pretty much right when I get back home.
I decided to vlog today because today I am going to be kind of achieving another big milestone in my PhD program. Sorry, I'm so tired right now. Like words are just not coming to me as I would like them to, which is really unfortunate because I have to give a presentation today on my proposal, what I'm kind of presenting to do for my doctoral research. That's today. So I'm giving my dissertation presentation proposal today and I am exhausted. I was up until past 3 last night and the night before working on this. And yesterday it was totally worth it because I spent most of the day attending my friend's PhD thesis defense, which was really amazing. She did super well and I'm so proud of her and really glad that I went, even though it meant that I had to work on stuff when I got back home instead of working throughout the day, and then I was kind of up all night. Hi, Loki. Say hello. So Loki's been helping me get some work done on this presentation. I am presenting in about an hour, a little bit less. I still need to do a practice run through of it because I just finished. Loki, don't. No, sorry, he's trying to eat my little microphone wire. So I just finished making the PowerPoint. I'm kind of behind with this, as usual. I'm a last minute person. So I just finished that. I need to do a run through before I actually go and present because I need to make sure that it actually is under the time limit, which is about 20 to 30 minutes. And then I need to get dressed and get ready and make myself look semi-presentable and drink a lot of coffee and hopefully wake myself up a little bit because I am so tired and I really should have got more sleep because I feel like I'm not going to be able to answer the questions that they asked me properly or anything like that. So I don't know, I'm a little bit stressed, a little bit all over the place, but I did want to kind of record this milestone and take you along with me for that. So I'm going to start practicing and I will check in with you later. Sometimes I wonder why I live my life in a perpetual state of running late and running behind. This is about to start in 4 minutes and I wish I had 4 more hours to prepare. Okay, so the title or the working title of my dissertation project right now is Trading Spirits for Science, Environmental Attitudes and Behaviors Within Contemporary Science-Based Nature Religions. And just to give you a little outline of the presentation that I will be doing today, I'm going to start with an introduction and my kind of general research question, then move on to research objectives, then look at the theoretical framework and kind of the 3 key areas that my project will be addressing in that and kind of its theoretical foundations, then my methods, followed by my positionality, and then considering some ethics and questions around some ethical considerations, and finally moving on to significance to wrap things up. So my project is looking at the connections between science and religion in secular modernity and basically asks how these dynamic relationships are shaping environmental behaviors and values. It looks specifically at what can be called science-based nature religions, which are a form of religious naturalism, wherein there is a rejection of kind of spiritual or transcendent understandings of the world and of nature in favor of naturalistic, very science-minded kind of focus on the world and a reverence for nature that kind of comes through this scientific lens. The dissertation project proposals are officially done, and I feel really good about it. I think that it went really well, despite my stumbling and rushing through my presentation. I think that it was good, and I got a lot of good feedback from my committee and the members of the general religious studies committee. They asked some really good questions. They pointed me to some really interesting research that I am going to definitely be looking into very soon. So I'm excited to just kind of continue working on this. And the next step now is to actually write the proposal. So this proposal presentation was basically just me presenting what I want to do to my committee and the department, and then getting feedback from them that I will then use to refine my proposal that I will be submitting by the fall sometime. So I have the summer to work on it, and then after that is accepted, I will be a PhD candidate. So I am on the road to candidacy right now, which feels really great. I'm really excited about it, and yeah. My other cohort member's presentation that he did after me was really, really good too. He has such a fascinating project. It's on blasphemy within the Islamic religion, and looking at kind of the Pakistani diaspora in Canada, and considering kind of anti-blasphemy radicals within that community. So it's super interesting, super important work that he's doing, and yeah, I'm just excited to see where his project goes as well. So it was good. Overall, good day. I am exhausted. I feel like my brain is only half here today. I don't know how I kind of made it through the question period, but I did, and it was decent. It was pretty good. Oh, and also just to say that I really love Canva's presentation maker. I think that it is really cute. There's a lot of really nice templates that you can use, and then just when you're presenting it, it's just kind of fun. The way that you can kind of have all these different animations and stuff, and I think it looks pretty good. So I like Canva. I think that I'm gonna officially switch over to Canva from now on, rather than using PowerPoint like I usually do. So there was a lot of stuff that I could have been doing today, should have been doing today, wanted to be doing today, such as cleaning the apartment or working on one of the 2 essays that I'm currently editing for potential publication, or editing a vlog that I recorded a month ago, or working on a video that I can put up on my main channel, since I haven't done that in so long. I have so many things that I want to be doing now that this big kind of proposal presentation hurdle is done with, but I have done absolutely none of those today. I've done absolutely nothing today, seriously nothing. I have been laying here on this couch, drinking some rosé, eating plant-based chicken nuggets, and watching Love Island, which I haven't watched before. This is my first time actually watching it. I've heard of it and stuff before, but I don't know why I started watching it. I guess I just saw it and clicked on it, and have been binging it for hours now. So yeah, that's been my day. But I think it's okay to give myself the rest of the evening to just be lazy, right? I don't know. I'm so exhausted. I could not do anything requiring any brain power at all today anyway, just because I feel like my brain is mush. Like reality TV is about all that I can handle right now. So that's what I've been doing. That's been my evening. And yeah, I'm just gonna be lazy, give myself this evening to do that, like guilt-free, and then tomorrow hopefully I will have a productive day and cross some things off of my to-do list that is very long.